Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Andrea, how are you?
Good. So happy to see
Good.
you.
I know, you too.
I love it so much.
I know, me too.
Well, once again, we have a lot to cover in this podcast. I know we've been kind of chatting back and forth over the last couple of weeks, and I post as much as I can, in our Telegram group. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to talk about what's going on with crypto. Where do you want to start?
XRP,
Of course, you
what
want to
happened
start with
today was
XRP.
canceled. Yeah.
Right. So this is so nutty. So I went on vacation. I went up to the mountains in Western North Carolina, and it's called a Sunshine Act meeting. And it was scheduled for the last week of July that the SEC and Ripple were going to meet, meetings canceled. So now we had all these rumors, and there was another closed door meeting with the SEC for today, meeting canceled.
Canceled.
So I can't think of anything else, but we're probably going to have to wait for Judge Torres, who's like overseeing this case, to come out and say, Ripple, you need to pay the SEC X amount of dollars for the fine, right? And the whole idea is Ripple sold directly XRP to their clients and institutions way back in the day. They're saying that was a security. But when we go buy XRP on the exchange, that's
It's
not
not a
a
security.
security.
Right.
So the SEC wants $1.8 billion in fines. And Ripple is like, look, none of the institutions who bought XRP from us was harmed in any way. They're in profit. So we'll pay you 10 million. Obviously, the SEC has different thoughts.
Right.
So let's wait and
So is
see
that
what
why the meeting keeps getting canceled? Is because they don't
no
come to an
settlement.
agreement? No
Exactly.
settlement?
That's what I think. There's no settlement. We need the judge to say, and I'm hoping the judge is going to look at this case and say, Ripple, you already spent $150 million
Fighting this.
fighting this.
Right. And no other cryptos being punished.
Right. So they were going to go after Ethereum, then they dropped the lawsuit. They tried to sue Uniswap, but the judge had to dismiss the case because no one's in charge of Uniswap.
Right.
It's a decentralized
Right.
exchange. We swap our coins, right?
Right.
They have sued Coinbase. They have sued Binance. These are lawsuits that are still going on. They went after a couple smaller projects, but again, I kind of feel like Ripple created something so good utilizing XRP for cross-border payments, working with banks, institutions, right? That they need to pay to join the
Right.
system.
They have to pay their dues.
Exactly.
But no one else does.
Right. And that's why there's like a famous there's like a famous saying in crypto, it's called ETHgate. Because Ethereum, when you put the pieces of the puzzle together, it looks like it was an illegal initial coin offering for Ethereum, backed by venture capitalists, Jay Clayton, Bill Hinman.
Right.
They were like, it's decentralized enough. It's not a security. So at the end of the day, all of this stuff is going to go away when we get a bill like the FIT 21 Act signed into law. It'll rein in the SEC's power.
What was the FIT 21 Act again?
It's like regulatory clarity for all cryptocurrency assets. So we need the Congress makes all the rules of the road. So the SEC is overreaching its authority by just suing all of the cryptocurrency projects. So they're out of line. Congress has been yelling at the SEC, telling them that they're out of line, but they never do anything about it.
Yeah.
And that's the way our world works, unfortunately. But the good thing is,
I was hoping for something a little bit different when we had the debate, like hearing a little bit about crypto. Anything.
Anything. So as important as cryptocurrency is for us and 54 million cryptocurrency holders now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and again, I love that we're talking about this because it reminds me of back in 2024 or 2020, you know, Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum, he was like, now is the time for the fourth industrial revolution. And we're moving to the blockchain. Even Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve Bank, he said our economy is recovering, but we're recovering to a new economy leveraged on technology. So we're moving to the blockchain. It's as clear as day if you're paying attention.
Right.
So for us, it's a matter of what a bummer. I was so excited. I really thought this was it. I really thought the XRP fine was going to, you know, with Ripple, the fine was going to come in and XRP is going to rip. But I took some notes about XRP. And again, it's kind of like, let me find my notes because it was good. Ripple signed a partnership with the Central Bank of Brazil. We had Bank of America. They're doing experiments for central bank digital currencies and DLT, which is distributed ledger technology. Bank of America has been partnered with Ripple since 2017. We also had there was a joint project for a roadmap for cross-border payments with the Bank of England.
Wow.
I know. So
Nice.
we're moving to this new economy.
Yeah.
Even if the average person, Brenda, is paying with their debit card, all of that back end processing is going to be done on the blockchain. So our grandmothers can use it. They can tap their debit card, and they won't know that all the back end has moved to the blockchain and the payments are being settled using these tokens.
Right.
It's coming.
And then people will still say, what is crypto?
What's that?
Then people will still want to know, wait, what is crypto?
Right. And
even though it's settling everything.
Yeah. And a lot of people just be like, well, it's digital, like crypto is similar to digital money. What's the difference? But the difference is that we use centralized systems for our payments and our transactions, and it's not secure. It's not safe. So we want to move to decentralized systems, not privacy focused at all, by the way.
Right.
But they're definitely more secure. They're definitely more secure because instead of having one point of failure, we now have hundreds to thousands points of failures all over the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool stuff.
Now, what do you think Bitcoin will be by the end of the year? What are your thoughts?
I'm kind of still holding on to like about 100 grand. Bitcoin usually doubles, like even in all the volatility.
That wouldn't be that, I mean, big of a stretch considering we were hitting 70 on Monday, almost got rejected.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a good point. You know, we're way closer to 100,000 than we are to 50,000.
Right. See?
You know, especially when I think about there's so many people about to come into cryptocurrency and specifically into Bitcoin, right? We got pension funds, nation states.
Right.
We had Trump show up at the Bitcoin conference.
That was exciting.
And we're back. We had some technical difficulties. All right. So we were talking about Trump, talking about on day one, he's going to fire Gary Gensler during the Bitcoin conference. And people were like, Trump didn't realize the response he was going to get because Gary Gensler's job is to protect the United States investors. And he has done the exact opposite of that.
Yes.
So Trump, it was funny, his speech. It wasn't super impressive compared to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has spent years interviewing people and learning about Bitcoin and how it can solve so many of our problems and cryptocurrency, right? But the cool thing about Trump and what he said was, if I'm elected, I'm going to hire a team of people. I'm going to hire experts in the field to put together, policy for this innovation. And that's all he needed to say.
Right.
So he's smart, right? Because he doesn't.
Now, what about, I know that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is really good. What do you think Harris's stands are? Because she's supposed to meet with somebody soon to go over crypto, right?
Correct. So what Harris is doing is, she said she wants to do like a crypto reset, right? So during this whole time with Trump and RFK Jr. going to the Bitcoin conference, 27 Democratic senators are writing letters, and they're just like, we got to get on board with this.
Well, yeah, considering 4 years ago, this was a crime.
Right. It was a crime.
Bitcoin. Now everyone wants to be on board. Yeah.
Right. And 2019, Trump called Bitcoin a scam.
Right.
Along with, Larry Fink.
But we all know Trump's an investor, so he's got some. Whether he calls it a scam or not, he's probably got some.
Oh my God. He released Bitcoin sneakers with his name.
No. That's hysterical.
Yeah. So totally. Trump, Vivek, they're all entrepreneurs, right? So, but Harris is going to meet with Coinbase, Circle, and Ripple and start to get educated. Now, if Harris was smart, she would have the Biden administration fire Gary Gensler and appoint someone pro crypto. We've lost, I think, 11% of cryptocurrency projects. They left America because it is not
legal here.
Right. And it's just, we don't have like friendly legislators or friendly, like that people at the SEC. They're telling these companies like Gary Gensler, come and register with us. But the companies go and talk to them. And what happens is that lawsuits get dropped on them. So it's a hostile environment. We definitely need a new administration. And again, at the end of the day, and I know you and I talked about this last night, does it really matter who becomes the next president? Because the world,
as long as they're crypto.
Well, and I kind of
there's
feel
nothing we can do to change it. So don't, but
right, but it's kind of like the inevitable force. The world is moving to the blockchain. It makes sense that the United States is going to be last. We are the largest economy in the world. We have to make sure that the dollar maybe the dollar can strengthen under crypto utilizing the blockchain, but it takes time. Right. So I think a lot of the shenanigans is just a way to slow down adoption and get these companies to pay, like Coinbase, Binance, Ripple. They all have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to be part of this new economy.
Right. Now, what about, what do you think when she's saying she's going to reset? What do you think her ideas are of a reset? How do you think that's going to affect us?
I have no idea. I don't know. I think when I look at like kind of like some of the adoption that's going on, even with like the DMV of California. So yesterday they announced that they digitized 42 car titles to the Avalanche blockchain.
Oh, yes.
And we're going live in 2025. 42 million. What did I say? I said 42. 42 million.
42. I'm like, 42? Well, that's good.
That's terrible. Sorry. So 42 million users, boom, digitized titles on the blockchain. And then they're going live with everyone else in 2025. So to me, I just think what we need is Congress, and I don't think it's going to happen under the Biden administration, which would be awesome if Harris did this. Again, get the Fit 21 bill if the Democrats want to stay in power. Get it signed now, right? Get it done before the elections. I doubt that's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, the House of Representatives goes on vacation for like the month of August. Nothing gets
Right. The whole month of August is kind of a loss.
yeah. So the month of August is, you know, right. It's nothing's going to happen. And then let's see what happens. They have September, October. That's really it. So they're not going to do it. So again, we'll see what happens, but whoever becomes president, whether it's Harris, RFK Jr.,
I think he has some good policies. I just don't know that he's well known enough. I mean, I think he's, yeah.
right. Because didn't you say you didn't even know he was running for president until I told you?
I didn't. And I'm like, yeah.
So does the media control the candidates of who we get to see? This is stuff we really need to think about.
You know what? How about Google? Didn't they say Google's omitting a lot of stuff? It's like
yeah. And this is very common. So as we get closer to an election, censorship rises, right? Because corporations, they want their candidate to be selected, and it's geared towards that.
wow.
Yeah. So that's why we
I
need
just saw
more,
something like that the other day.
yeah. So we need more decentralization of the internet. So it's not
Right.
just controlled by Google. And we got Flux decentralizing, you know, WordPress and like just some, you know, we need more and more, we need more and more Flux. We need more and more Kosh, right? We need to decentralize the internet, decentralize information, and then everyone can make their own decision.
Right. But at least
Yeah.
now, like 4 years ago, it seems like crypto was a crime, and now everyone's on board to back it up. And it's
That's it. That's it. So, you know, we have very few people. I'm not too sure if there's a lot of Republicans that are anti-crypto and innovation. So, but we have Senator Warren, and she's on the banking supervisor committee. So she's for the banks, very anti-crypto, right? We're at war. And Senator Warren's going to lose, you know? So I don't know if she'll lose the Senate election, but she's going to lose that anti-war, like, kind of theme that's been going on, right? So I don't think it really matters. I really feel like the blockchain, like I said, it's an unstoppable force, and it's coming. It's already here. It's in the background, but this election will definitely bring it to light. And hopefully when Harris and Trump, hopefully they're going to debate. And I hope that they talk about cryptocurrency and innovation.
I hope they debate. They should have a debate.
Yeah,
I mean,
they should.
yeah.
So we'll see what happens. So, you know, this is like big time. And the thing is, it's like,
it's so exciting.
Right. Because being in crypto for so long, no one ever talked about crypto. It was, like you said, it was for criminals. It was for money laundering. It was
like a woman's period. You just don't talk about it. We all know it happens. So, wow.
So I kind of feel like no matter what happens, we're getting legislation. Europe went live. I mean, all of the countries and all of the emerging countries, they're coming along.
That's what's crazy is everywhere else, crypto is fine, but it's illegal in the US. It's just weird. Or, I mean, they close so many exchanges.
Right. It's not illegal, but they make it really hard for the average person to get on board.
Privacy.
Right. Right.
Wow.
So, you know, like I said, I really think that once we get this signed bill, the SEC is going to follow the new law, because they're going to have to, no matter what happens. Hopefully Gary Gensler is going to be gone. Right. Because he really did, you know, he really hurt investors. He did the opposite of what he was appointed to do.
He was going to do.
Right.
That's crazy.
So let's talk about CrowdStrike. Were you affected by the CrowdStrike software update that made the cloud go down across airlines and bank
I
accounts.
was affected because I had to go in to make a deposit at my bank and all their computers were down. But thank goodness mine weren't. So
That's awesome. That's really good. So when we talk about the cloud and kind of like what happens is that we have Microsoft, right? And we have Google, but Microsoft runs its cloud on a platform called Azure. 80% of all the cloud services are done on Microsoft Azure. So when CrowdStrike, which is a cybersecurity,
day the world basically shut down.
it really did. So CrowdStrike is supposed to protect from cybersecurity. They did an update. The software update was bad. We can speculate whether this was on purpose or if it really was a big time mistake.
Right.
I don't know. But at the end of the day, we saw the disruption that happens, which makes the case.
Right.
We have centralized cloud. We need decentralized. We need to decentralize the cloud. It can't be one company that owns all of the cloud.
Right.
So what's our favorite project that's decentralizing the cloud?
Akash, Flux.
That's it, right? So
no, I see it's down. I'm going to buy some more.
Right. So Akash and Flux are both down. The whole market is down.
Yeah.
Right. So, but with Akash, they do like an Airbnb concept to decentralize cloud servers. So people like you and me, or even data centers, right? They don't always run their servers in the background. So we can lease out our unused data. Akash uses it, lowers the price of the cloud by 90%. So cool. And it's super efficient and there's nodes everywhere, really hard to bring it down. So let's see if we get some traction. I mean, it really makes me bullish on these projects. We got Flux, Akash, and with Akash specifically, like I know you and me, we got our Kepler wallet. We're staking our Akash, making 21% every 21 days.
Love that.
And we're pressing buttons, right? That's all we're doing. Right? We're going to and restake.
It's the best.
It's the best. So, you know, I always look at whatever problem arises, I always look at solutions.
The solution for it.
Yeah, because our centralized systems, they're falling. They're failing because we're moving to the blockchain. It doesn't work anymore. Identity gets stolen. There's hacks, there's theft. There's so many things that go on. We're moving to a decentralized blockchain for security purposes of our transactions. The way we send value through the internet, it's going to be so much more secure. And that's really the bottom line. And we're lucky to have done the research to understand kind of like what projects that we want a dollar cost average into.
Right. Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah, exciting rest of the year after September or so.
I mean, I think so. I think so. You know, the BRICS are meeting, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They're having their meeting in October. I think they're going to announce what platform they're going to move to start trading without using America's SWIFT system, which gives us that world reserve currency.
Right.
So, you know, again, I see us leveling the playing field, right? In terms of like international trade. It's going to be done on a permissioned blockchain. I believe it's called mBridge, which was released by the Bank of International Settlements. Should be a permissioned Ethereum blockchain. And let's see, you know, when they bridge the currencies, will they use XRP, XLM? How is, you know, what other projects are going to be involved in this? We'll wait and see.
Right. I know. So exciting.
But, you know, with that said, we're recording this on August 1st. I know the market's down but I see inflows of the Ethereum and spot ETFs. I look at that. It's really going to be a catalyst. Money's going to flow in. We had all these all these people that lost money on Mount Gox. We talked about that. That was the first crypto exchange that failed. Those people that held money are getting paid out. So all of this leverage in the system is going to go away. Inflows are going to come in and the market's going to go back up. Might take a month, but we're going to go back up. And I think it's going to start next week. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. I'm just like tick tock, Brenda.
Right. It's about time. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I listened to the FOMC meeting yesterday with Jerome Powell, and he was saying that it looks good for the Fed to start cutting rates in September. So when the Fed cuts interest rates, that's good for crypto.
Right.
And the market.
Right.
I'm ready. I know you're ready.
I'm ready too.
Yeah. You know, and just to let all XRP holders know, like I've been holding XRP since, I bought it in 2017. I sold some of it, but I rebought it again at like 20 cents. And it's like, I've been holding this token forever. It's been over 4.5 years. So if you've been holding your XRP, just hold it. You know, it's a 50, 60 cent token right now. But what if it is like part of the bigger new economy that's emerging? You know, and just the SEC announcement alone, boom, we're going to see XRP pump.
Right.
In my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor.
Exactly.
So what else do we have? You want me to talk about any other tokens?
How about, what do you see happening with Ethereum now that the ETF is out?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I don't know if too many people even know this, but Ethereum spot ETF, it was the second most successful launch of an ETF in history. With Bitcoin was the first, Ethereum was the second. So it takes time for like these wealth managers, hedge funds, like people who invest their money through, you know, whether it's Fidelity, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, whatever it is. Not everyone is set up yet to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Right.
So once this all gets set up, more money is going to flow into these. Right. And as we're moving into that, what I believe is the second leg of the bull run, you'll see Bitcoin and Ethereum, they'll go up first.
And then everything else will follow.
Exactly. So I'm feeling really good about Ethereum. I think Ethereum's price can double pretty easily over the next couple months. So let's see if I'm right. You know, I mean,
you are.
You know, Ethereum back in the day at the last, just to give people like an idea, like crypto moves so fast in either direction, right? So, but when you look back at the last cycle and Ethereum was trading in the $300 range, it went all the way up to $500. I mean, $5,000.
I was like, wow, that's good.
Sorry. So we went all the way up to $5,000 and then we crashed. So we went from $300 and something all the way up to $5,000.
300. Wow.
So with these spot ETFs and just more adoption, right? More real world use cases is coming out about Ethereum. We have to ask ourselves a question, like, do we think Ethereum is going to beat its all-time high of $5,000? And I'm going to say pretty easily.
Yes.
You know, so.
Because it's not 300, it's 3,000.
Well, right. Exactly. So now we're at a base case of like, you know, I don't remember how much Ethereum crashed down after the last bull run. It went from like 5,000, could have crashed down to the 1,000, 1,800 range. but never went back down into that 300 range. So now with all the new adoption, we're going to be doing a profit taking class August 17th. And I'll be like putting in like, market caps, and we'll be figuring out ranges of where we think these tokens are going to go and how to take profits.
And our crypto logbook.
I know.
I love that book. I thought it was great, especially for taking profits or for, noting taking profits.
Absolutely. And if you're planning on taking profits, when you take profits, put in a little column and put money set aside for taxes, right? So this way, when you do have to pay taxes and you get a really big tax bill, you'll have the money set aside for it, right? Because the last thing you want is $100,000 tax bill and you went on a really, I don't know, and you just blew it, right? Don't blow your money.
Exactly. Exactly.
Cool. Yeah, so that's Ethereum. I'm still feeling super bullish about Chainlink. I've been following.
Too. In fact, I think I want to get a little more Chainlink while it's down.
Yeah. It's fun. I love that you understand this, because like it's like a gift to us, because one day we're going to wake up and XRP is going to be $3. Chainlink is going to be 40, 50, $60. We don't buy these tokens when they're this high. We buy now, right? We buy low, sell high. So especially,
just to know that when the market dips is your time to buy, not,
Right. And you've done an amazing job of dollar cost averaging on the dips, which is, it's such a good understanding of the market.
Not by you.
What I'm here for, sister.
That's right.
Cool. So I think I want to start to I'm going to do a deep dive on Arweave, Filecoin, Jasmy, some of the storage, Iagon, right? Because I'm still looking at the narratives, real world asset tokenization. That's a narrative. Storage of our data is going to be a big narrative. And Arweave and Filecoin are a big part of that, as well as Jasmy. Iagon is built on Cardano's blockchain. And because Cardano is so privacy focused, we all support that project, right? I do believe Cardano has a bright future voting on the blockchain. I'd be thrilled. Let's go with the most decentralized, fair launch. Everybody, that community is amazing. We should do our voting on Cardano, right? Because it's not going to happen this time around, but next time around, we have a really good chance that our voting is going to be transparent for everyone to see, not attached to like who we are as people, right? We'll have maybe like an address, but it'll be transparent, fraud resistant, tamper proof resistant. So cool. It's what we need.
Right. Very cool.
Awesome. Well, this has been an absolute blast. Any closing thoughts? I know you're feeling pretty bullish.
I know. I'm just excited. Very, very excited.
Our time will come. So any crypto holder listening to this, it's so disappointing with the SEC Ripple lawsuit. I'm there with you. Been in it 4.5 years. I've been following it. Unbelievable what you can learn too about how things work in our world. But we need patience.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to hodl. Hold on for dear life, right? We hodl on.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Well, this has been a blast. So you know what we say, Brenda, until next time we meet.
Hodl on.
Hodl on, y'all.